Hey everyone, Wayne Fox here. Have you ever wanted to use your iPhone as a display to see the information on your camera? You know, it's bigger than your camera LCD most likely. It's usually a little crisper, a little brighter. A lot of the cameras have apps that do that, but with varying degrees of success. Sony app, if you can get it to connect, isn't too bad, but it's kind of hit and miss connecting. Phase 1 app used to be really good. In fact, here's a couple of examples where I was able to use the phone to do that. This one here, the camera is only about 10 inches above the water. And because I got the camera up here, I'm actually got this on a technical camera, and the LCD doesn't articulate, but because I'm holding the phone up here and I'm adjusting everything, worked out great. Here's another one. I'm behind a 6-foot tall stone fence that's part of the gate because I have a better angle. And the camera's way up here, and I can just sit there and make all my adjustments and everything and look at the phone app. I don't know how this app is on the Nikon or the Canon. Sony, at least you can get a fairly bright picture and you can control some of the things, but like I said, sometimes it won't connect. It's kind of finicky. Fuji app is pathetic. You can't use it. It's worthless for that type of a function, even the new X app. Couple of reasons why. First of all, you can't turn it horizontal, so the only thing you get is a little tiny picture that's about half the size of your LCD. Not much help. Once you activate that live view feature, both the LCD and the viewfinder are blank. You can't see anything, and you can't see focus peaking on it. If you try to zoom, focus, zoom help, it won't do that. You literally can't focus using the phone at all. So the only thing you can do with that is kind of see what the composition is and then control some of your settings on the camera. But really, overall, pretty worthless, and it's a sad app, especially all the work they put to make it the new version of it. I'll have a link up there eventually about that app, how bad it really is. But anyway, I've been looking for a solution because there are really times where you need to at least see what the camera has on it. And I think I found it. It's called an Accsoon SeeMo. Now, this is really designed more for video work. And if you do a lot of video work with your camera, this could be useful. Another really good use for it would be if you do any kind of vlogging like me. I could actually, I'm using an A7R4 right now, and I can't see what the camera sees because the screen won't articulate up. But I could put this on the top, and I could then see it. Now, this basically takes the HDMI out of any camera and sends it to an iOS device, and whatever the back displays is what you see, whatever you would record. In the case of my Fuji, I can turn on so it sends all the settings so I can see it it mirrors the back of the camera. Really useful. I thought what I'd do is make a quick video about how you use the device. And then one disadvantage is it has to be tethered. So in the field, there might be some limitations, but it's small, it's light, and it might get me out of a pinch once in a while, especially because I'm not really counting on Fuji ever getting the app right. They just don't seem to get it based on the fact of what they just released. Anyway, let's see what's in the box. Okay, so if we open up the box, it's pretty straightforward. You get the device itself, very small. It's got a spring-loaded clip here to hold your iPhone. You'll notice that I can actually take it apart. This is the heart and soul of it. This is the part that does all the work. This is just to hold your phone. And I believe they have a thing where you can put this on the back of an iPad and use an iPad. I don't know, but I don't know how useful that would be. But it's pretty simple. It also comes with this adapter, if I can get it out of the box here, which is designed to use your hot shoe of your camera to hold it. To put that on, real simple, just put it in. There's a little key here and a little place to line it up. So once you get this on, it's locked in. It can't twist. You don't have to get it too tight. This is kind of cool because this nut that tightens it on your camera is a lever. So it's really easy to turn and tighten down. And you can get it pretty snug. Now, one thing that's kind of cool, let me just turn my camera so you can see this. When you put your phone on, it has this button that will release and lock on it. So to put your phone on, you just set it in. What I do is I put it in the top to make sure I'm not going to hit my power button, and then I just push that down and it'll pop in. I don't know if the camera saw that or not. Pretty useful. Now also it comes with two cables. One cable is a USB-C to USB-C. It's designed to go into an iPad, for example. And of course the other is a lightning cable. And I just have to plug that in here to this port, plug it in here. Unfortunately, I'm not good to go because there's a few things that you don't get with the device. And if you buy one, don't make the mistake I did, order these at the same time. So what it doesn't come with is a battery. This uses standard Sony NP-F batteries. They've been around forever. You can get them in different sizes for different wattages. It actually lasts quite a while on a battery, so I bought this little kit that has 2 of these batteries and a charger, and it's pretty reasonable, pretty easy to use, and they just pop in. And there's a little lock that locks them in place. It also doesn't come with an HDMI cable to connect your camera to the device. Now, all the cables I had were these big long ones. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about the device before I decided to buy it. Almost all of them are videographer based, because it has some really good tools if you do video work and into that. And I noticed most of them are using some kind of a purple cable to do that. So I went to Amazon, find everything on Amazon, right? And sure enough, this little purple HDMI to micro HDMI cable is available. So I just have to plug that into the HDMI port. Make sure I get it in the right way. And then plug that into the device on this side. And I'm hooked up. It's good to go. So if you're tethering to a USB-C device like an iPad, you can use any really cable that you want. You don't have to use this little short one that they give you. I don't know what you do with this one because it's not like I could put my big iPad up here. So the nice part is, like I said, I can use a long cable, 6-7 foot Thunderbolt 4 cable, USB-C cable. Unfortunately, that's not true with the Lightning cable. I tried the Lightning cable that came with my phone. It's USB-C to Lightning, and it doesn't work. So something in the wiring of their cable they've done something funky to. But fortunately, what does work, because this is what I really want, I want to be able to hold the phone here while my camera is, somewhere. What does work is a USB-C extension cable. Now, I bought a couple of them, and this one seems to be pretty good. There seems to be this fascination with these braided cables now, which just make them kind of stiff and unwieldy. If I want to plug this now into this cable that comes with a device, plug it into the device, and now, while I'm still tethered, I have what I need in the field. I can't control my camera, but I can see it, I can focus, because everything that's on this is here, but about 40% bigger. So if you're wanting to do that, you probably want to pick up one of these USB extension cables as well, USB-C extension cables. I'll have links to all this down below. Appreciate those that use the links. Let's talk a little bit about how it works and what it does. Okay, so we're going to turn the camera on. I'm going to try to video this, try not to get in the way. And you'll notice there's a little button on the side that I hold here to turn this on. 4 little LEDs to let you know the battery power. And what's really cool is once it comes on, my phone will detect it. And I don't even have to find the app. I've already installed the app, straightforward. And it'll ask if it wants me to use it. And I hit allow, goes straight there. So very easy to set up. You'll notice that the 2 screens are identical. I can see my focus peaking. If I do zoom focus, I get the same thing. I can see my focus points. Obviously I'm still controlling everything with the camera. Cool part is I can take this off and now I can see it here. Still have to control everything with my camera, but for example, if I want to adjust my ISO, I can do it by seeing the information here on the phone. So, it's up here, right? I don't have to see this to really tell what I'm doing. Very cool. And the nice part is once I am done, I've got to, I just have to put it back on and it'll hold it for me. So even though I'm tethered, I think it still might be really useful. I think that there are a lot of other things it does. If you notice all of the things across the top and the bottom, it gives me a lot of other information. Let's just turn to the display. So we'll get rid of all the information that's on the camera. And now we're simply seeing the information that this provides in all the tools. For example, there's a histogram. Most of these are for video, and a lot of them are duplicated in the camera, but it might be easier if you want to see zebras to turn them on here. Now, obviously, to get rid of that, I just have to touch it. Now, a couple of other things this can be used for, and I don't know how useful they would be. Obviously, I could put this on my Sony and turn it around. As I mentioned, I could use it as a monitor to see myself. I can also record. So if you notice here, it says iOS. If I touch that, it will start recording to my photo library, so I can record whatever the camera sees. That could be useful in instructional videos, or in my case, it could be useful to show a first-person view of what the camera is seeing. Might be interesting, but a couple of other things it does. You'll notice here that I have a live button. Because I've got a cell phone, I could connect to Facebook or YouTube and actually broadcast straight from my phone using this camera to do some kind of a live feed. That might be practical for some people, I don't know, but I thought I would mention it. Well, as far as an in-depth review, I'm really not going to do that. If you want to know all the video features, I suggest you check out some of those on YouTube that are full-time videographers. My videography is limited to talking into a camera, doing instructional videos. I don't really do any of the cool stuff. Jason Dovey's video I thought was really good about this device. He does some great videos on making video, so you might want to check out his. I'll put a link to it in the description below. But whether this will solve my problem, at least it'll help a little bit, I think. When I use it a couple of times, I might do a small, short, quick follow-up video. I'll certainly put a comment down below and pin it at the top, especially if I find that I really don't think it works that well. Now, I'm actually pretty optimistic because it's definitely going to help in certain situations. They might be rare, but the problem is you get in a rare situation if you can't handle what the viewfinder can do. Now, this is a little better than some because at least the screen articulates, so I probably could manage just fine, but it is pretty small, and if the camera's up here somewhere, might be a little hard to see. Might not be that useful for most people, but in my case, I kind of want to record what the camera sees once in a while, so I think that'll be really useful. And I think as far as the video monitor, sometimes it also could be really handy. That seems to be its main purpose, is to turn your iPhone into a video monitor. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on it, like I said, I'll do a follow-up soon. Until next time, see ya.